I met an artist once, maybe 2 years ago when I was in school for architecture. And I was asking him kind of how he starts his process, and it was kind of like on a professional level, like how much do you give to the client, and how much do you give to yourself, and how much do you want to express yourself, and how much do you let the client influence yourself. You will know. And then I asked him, well, how do you get that sensitivity to knowing what feels right? Pretty much said not to blind yourself with a genre or a media form. When I meet any designer or when I try to design for myself, I try to make sure I'm not trying to filter anything out. He said, just ingest art. Something will come up, you know. You can't predict what you'll make, so don't predict what you take in. Don't say, okay, I don't want to see that because I think I know what it's about. See it anyway. Let it harvest and it'll bubble up in a way you can't tell. So my whole thought about architecture is not buildings. It's not construction. It can be reduced to fashion. It can be reduced to cuts, thread count, ergonomics. I mean, that's what it's all about. But it can be reduced to fashion, and fashion can be influenced by movies, and art can be influenced by engineering, and it's all the same vibration. Each of our individual minds is geared towards a certain aspect of that vibration, and the different aspects help our aspect. So I would say just to take in everything you can without even knowing you're taking it in. Just let it be a filter. Let yourself be taking it in. Basically, the idea of the pants comes from the fly of the pant. Instead of a zipper that's vertical, I looked at kind of the ergonomics of how you walk and how the fabric shifts in a triangular pattern across your waist. That was the starting block of the flap idea that mimics the shape. The other idea was that we should wear clothing specific to our purpose. And I didn't have any clothes that were studio specific when I was in school. So I wanted to make pants that had all the pockets in the right places, had all the maybe knee pads or hooks or anything that would facilitate my work. From there, it just became a game of really learning how to sew. I hadn't sewed very much before then. I had ideas about how I wanted the pants to be, and there was a gap between that and actually making them. You pretty much just have to dive in head first. So when I had some time, I think it was spring break, I just spent the whole day making the first iteration of the Sheem Pants, which were just shorts because I just wanted to get the flap right. They came out remarkably well for not really knowing how the fabric would stretch around my waist. A lot of the problems arose on my second iteration. I was actually trying to make those for graduation. So I just made a prototype before graduation, but I ran out of time to make the official ones. But those were really problematic. It took me, the quality wasn't the best. And then I sat on those for a while. I got a job and went to work for a year. So I kind of stewed over a lot of iterations before making the third ones. The third ones were kind of an anomaly. I was trying a lot of different things. I put padding in the knees for the first time. I had a weird elastic waist that kind of solved the sagging problem that I had through the first two. I still had problems with sizing and everything, but overall, I mean, the concept has carried. It hasn't deviated too much from the original goal of just making a utilitarian pant that's good enough to be worn in public. Either to hang out with friends or something, just a normal pair of pants, really, that can double duty as a really nice pair of work pants. In sewing, you really can't make a mistake, and if you do, you really should try to fix it before you put all the seams together and finish it out, because it'll scream at you. And that's what I like about sewing, is it's 100% honest. You can't hide anything. You can't like with buildings, you have all this crap happening under the drywall, under the floors, above the ceilings that you can just cram up and hide. With sewing, everything has to be pristine and everything has to be perfect for you to have a good product, and it teaches you a lot of discipline and patience. So for the 4th editions, I think I had the most patience I've had with them. Still having trouble getting the seam straight. For the 4th edition, the new things are the strap on the side that has also a pencil loop in it that'll be able to hold bigger tools, such as drills or hammers, as well as your utensil. You always have to pull it out to measure, make cuts. Also, it could hold your measuring tape, or you could use the front pocket to hold your measuring tape. Instead of using Velcro like the other ones, I have a button system with side elastic, and that was my first exploration into elastic. Really hard to sew, but it makes for a better product and just a more snug fit. I really like the button aesthetic. It's more secure to put on than the Velcro, I believe. And the padding for the knees it's a bit bulky in how it came out. And the next version will be a lot more efficient. It'll be pretty nice. That's what I'm excited for the next edition. But they work. They're pretty comfortable. You get on your knees and you won't do too much damage. These are not even supposed to be the 4th ones. These are supposed to be, I guess, 4.-1. The real editions would be a ripstop upper. The bottom would be more kind of a dry fit mesh fabric instead of just this elastic fabric. You know, these fabrics are kind of warm. These are supposed to be kind of work pants that allow you to cool off. So the ripstop would be very nice. It's a thin fabric. It's nylon. It's pretty tough. And the front pockets have really been the mainstay for the Sheem Pants. The main idea for them is access while sitting. A lot of pockets, when you're sitting, you have to do an awkward dance, or you have to stand up and get something out of your pockets, but you can just slide your book, your phone, pencils, anything, you just slide it right out of your pants when you're sitting down. And I think it's a reflection of the times. We have to adapt, we have to change our clothing for our times. We sit down a lot, you know, that's what our main occupations do, is sitting down. So pretty much that's the first bold move I'm trying to make with these pants. Well, the pocket in the back, that was pretty much a last minute endeavor, because I was wondering, these pants don't have really big, like a back pocket. So I was like, hey, the 2 flaps come together on the back, and there's no need for them to be completely sewn together. They have enough structure with a pocket inside, and I made it a shallow type of pocket for, like, you know, carrying nails or carrying just little items around while you're working, so you can just pull out. And that's also another area I'm going to improve in the next version to make it easier to get in and pull them out. Pencil loop was an invention while I was making the pants, where I already had all the drawings done. So you never know what you're actually going to get once you make it. That's why you have to make it. I think the pants came out pretty well. I'd give them a B+. They were honestly the best thing I've made with sewing. I'm surprised at how real they finally feel. Like all the other pants, when I put them on, I know I'm wearing quote-unquote fake pants. You know, solid product. They could sell for maybe a $2. They're not rough yet, but we'll keep trying.